Hey, what's up guys? My name is Anand and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Google Performance Max campaign optimization. Now, everybody knows, I assume, how to set up a Google Performance Max campaign. If you don't know how to do that, I have a bunch of videos on my YouTube channel on how to do it. Starting from scratch, all the basics you can find in my channel. So this video is more about once you set up the campaign, how exactly you can optimize it. Performance Max is very notorious to really consume your budget, and sometimes the quality of the results are not that great, especially if you're running traffic campaign or even if you're running a conversion focused campaign. You might just simply notice that it's consuming a lot of budget, but there are not many, leads or conversions, whether it's purchases or traffic or any of the engagement focused, objectives that you might have set. So in this video, I'm going to quickly go through some of the most commonly used Performance Max campaign strategies, which I have found super effective. So let's get straight into things. All right, the first one is, as you can see, I have a Performance Max campaign pulled up. Some of the areas are blurred for confidentiality purpose. But anyways, once you are into your Performance Max campaign, go to the settings section. So on the left hand side, you will choose your campaign, right? And through this drop down, if you are running multiple campaigns, you select the campaign that you want to optimize and then click on the settings section. So the first area would be the name of the campaign, which there is not much to optimize over there. But the first area is to ensure that you are in fact focusing on the right conversion goal. A lot of time people run the campaign assuming that they have set the right goal. And typically what happens is you might have selected an account level goal. Now, if this is the default one, and what happens is, let's say, you are running a campaign that wants to generate a lot of leads, right? But in your case, your lead might be a form submission. Now down the line, you add another conversion goal, which is, people who've clicked on the phone call button and making a phone call. That's a soft lead, that's not a proper hard lead. But if you have set the phone call tracking as an account default, what will happen is it's going to combine those together and your Performance Max campaign will report that as well, right? So it quickly gets diluted when you have multiple goals that are set at an account level. So I highly recommend choosing a campaign specific goal. Now your campaign specific goal can be purchase, it can be form submission, leads, whatever, right? So ensure that you are setting a campaign specific goal. So that's one. The other area is trying to acquire new customers versus existing customers. Again, this is where Performance Max campaign can be super useful, where you can set up the campaign to acquire only new customer. Now, if you select that option, Google will require you to upload a list that has a minimum of 1,000 users or 1,000 customers. So if you select this, it will say that you need to include an audience segment with at least 1,000 active members in at least one network. So these are the two options that it will provide you when you select, optimize the campaign for acquiring new customers. And if you select only bid for new customers, then it will ask you to, define an existing customer list. Now, for some people who have a lot of customers, pulling up a list of 1,000 members should not be an issue, but for others, it might be a challenge, right? So try to make use of this option depending upon how much data you have. Value rules are basically when you want to provide additional signals, such as, hey, I want to provide an attribute, let's say for mobile versus location or an audience, and I want to provide more data in terms of what conversion event counts what type of value, right? If a conversion from a mobile device is more valuable than a desktop, that's an example. Then you have, if you're running a shopping campaign or Performance Max campaign for an e-commerce store, then you have this feeds option. Location is another one to optimize for. Then you have, bidding strategy. again, this is where you can change from cost per action to cost per conversion value, right? So conversion value is basically you can associate actions on your web page or app or shop, and this is going to make sure that you are getting a conversion that has the highest value possible, right? But in case of conversions, it's going to make sure that you get as many conversions as possible. So that's the main difference between bidding for conversions versus bidding for conversion value. Then an area which I highly recommend looking at is locations. Are you targeting the right location? Are you targeting only the location that you are supposed to be targeting? And can you exclude certain locations that is basically a budget waster, right? So make use of location exclusion. You can target, countrywide, state, zip, city, pin code, radius. You can even upload a list of zip codes. Those are some advanced tactics that you can make use of to truly, shine in your Performance Max campaign. Then you have automatically created assets. This is when Google will automatically use your final URL, and it will add text that matches with your landing page, and it will also add in the appropriate URL which will drive traffic to that specific landing page. A good example is, let's say you are a big brand with lots of verticals, lots of products and services, and you are just basically focusing on brand awareness. In that case, you can enable these two options, and Google will basically create an ad on the fly based on what the user has searched, and it will drive traffic to that landing page. But let's say you don't want to include certain URLs. I have seen examples where when you search for a brand, it will ask. So let's actually give it a shot. Like, I'm gonna search for SEO tools privacy policy for instance. I don't know if it will work. Let's see. Okay, so okay. Well, I searched for SEO tools privacy policy. SEMrush is doing a decent job. I've seen ads where Google will drive traffic to a privacy policy page just because a brand has forgotten to exclude that from their URL exclusion. But in this case, we don't find any ads. That's okay. Anyways, going back to our example, my point is you can exclude some URLs over here, and this is where you can exclude like your privacy policy or other auxiliary URLs or some one-off landing pages that you don't want to drive traffic to. You can even exclude like more than one URLs. Say for example, certain products are excluded, certain services that you don't want to drive traffic to, you can do that. And the rules are basically, let's say you don't want to drive traffic to any of the blogs, any of the press releases, you can do that using the rules option, right? So that's a fantastic way to optimize your campaign and make use of final URL expansion. The other option is brand exclusion. A lot of times Performance Max campaign will eat the budget, or it will cannibalize your branded campaigns. So if you want to make use of a brand list or exclude a list of like branded terms, then Google will make sure that your ads won't be displayed for those branded terms. Specifically, it will make sure that Performance Max campaign does not get displayed, where in fact only your search campaign will be shown, right? So that's the settings section of the campaign, which I think is pretty important. Some really advanced and good ways to do that. Now the next one is I would say the asset group itself. Now, for a lot of you who don't know what an asset group is, it's actually one of the best way to organize your campaign into logical groups. Just like in a search campaign, you use ad group, which is rotating around a specific theme of keywords. Asset group will be a logical grouping of similar assets that you're driving traffic to. You can organize your Performance Max campaign where an asset group is dedicated to a specific service. It can be dedicated to a specific collection, a product collection on a Shopify store, right? It can be an asset group can be dedicated to a specific product. If your services or products differ based on audiences, then one asset group can be for one specific audience, the other one is for the other one. So it really depends on how you want to, like, group it together, right? Now the best part about using an asset group is signals. That's where the true magic happens, and I will show you what I mean by that. When you are in your asset group, you need to click on this pencil icon, and I know it's not very prominent like the options that Google Ads provide, but this is by far one of the best optimization tactic. Click on this pencil and you will actually get to see this kind of screen. It will tell you the name of the campaign and the asset groups and all the images, logos, headlines, and what all you have. But what I really want you to pay attention is, when you are editing a signal, or when you are modifying a signal, you are actually providing more details to Performance Max campaign in terms of what are the attributes that um, you know the bid or the auction needs to match in order for your ad to be displayed. So for example, you can add search terms, right? You can add up to 25 keywords, which tells Google that, okay, anyone searching for these search terms, they need to get to see an ad, right? The other one is you can provide your own data. Now this can be your remarketing data. So anyone who previously visited your website, specific pages within your website, those are all considered as your data. You can even upload a remarketing list or a customer list. That's also a good option. Then you have interest and detail targeting, where you can say, hey, I want to target people who are interested in XYZ category, or I want to target people who are, interested in a specific life event, or I want to target based on demographic, or people who are in market for a specific service, who are looking to buy furniture, who are looking to buy laptops, computers, anything, right? So those are the options or signals that you can provide to really enhance your campaign. So again, go through the settings section, make sure that you're using the right bidding strategy, make sure you're using the right campaign level goals, make use of the assets. There is one thing that I missed out, which is under tools and content suitability. You can actually exclude a bunch of options where you don't want to show your ad to any sensitive politics or mature websites. You can do that under content suitability. You can even use account wide negative keywords, account wide negative placements. Those are some important tactics to that will complement your existing strategy. But overall, these are the main areas that I would definitely recommend focusing on to truly start improving conversion rate, engagement, and your return on ad spend for your Performance Max campaign. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, comment, and follow me. I'm gonna post more videos similar to this. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and I will see you next time. Thank you.